1966 wasn't all war, tension, and high-stakes drama. Somewhere between spy thrillers and epic battles, Hollywood leaned back, loosened its tie, and delivered pure entertainment. This was the year of charm, chaos, catchy songs, and comedy that didn't try to be clever. It just worked. Bright colors, big personalities, and stories built to make you smile, laugh, and forget everything else for a while. The Glass Bottom Boat is a vibrant mix of romance, espionage parody, and classic 60s charm, all wrapped around Doris Day's magnetic screen presence. She plays a cheerful tour guide who suddenly finds herself entangled in a web of suspicion when she's mistaken for a spy. What follows is a playful collision between corporate space race paranoia and lighthearted misunderstanding. The film thrives on absurd situations, secret labs, suspicious bosses, and elaborate attempts to uncover secrets that may not even exist. Rod Taylor steps in as the straight-faced counterpart, grounding the chaos while slowly getting pulled into it. The comedy builds through escalating confusion rather than sharp punchlines, creating a rhythm that feels effortless and fun. Beneath the colorful surface, it pokes fun at the era's obsession with secrecy and competition. It's bright, stylish, and perfectly captures the carefree cinematic energy that made 60s comedies so rewatchable. Munster, Go Home takes its gothic sitcom charm on the road, transforming a spooky family into fish-out-of-water chaos in high society England. When the Munsters inherit an estate, they step into a world that sees them as completely out of place, while they remain blissfully unaware of how unusual they appear. The comedy thrives on this contrast, as their normal behavior creates shock, confusion, and hilarity among aristocratic elites trying to maintain composure. The film expands the scope of the original show, adding colorful sets, exaggerated characters, and larger comedic set pieces. Every interaction becomes a clash between eerie innocence and rigid tradition, creating a rhythm of constant misunderstanding. Despite the spooky aesthetic, the tone stays warm and playful, celebrating individuality rather than mocking it. It's a fun, exaggerated journey that proves sometimes the outsiders are the most genuine people in the room. Spinout is pure Elvis-powered entertainment, blending music, racing, and romantic chaos into a fast-moving spectacle that never slows down. Elvis Presley plays a race car driver who also happens to be a singer, constantly juggling his career while being pursued by multiple women who all want a piece of his life. The story doesn't aim for complexity, it thrives on charisma, catchy songs, and the effortless cool that Elvis brings to every scene. Each musical number feels like a burst of energy, breaking up the narrative with style and rhythm that keeps everything moving. The racing backdrop adds just enough adrenaline to keep things visually engaging, while the romantic entanglements provide the comedic backbone. It's a film that understands exactly what it wants to be: fun, loud, and endlessly entertaining. You're not watching for depth, you're watching for the vibe, and it delivers that with total confidence from start to finish. Double Trouble leans fully into playful chaos, blending crime, music, and mistaken identity into a colorful European adventure driven by Elvis Presley's effortless charm. Set against lively international backdrops, the film follows a young performer who gets tangled in a jewel theft plot after crossing paths with a mysterious woman. What begins as a simple tour quickly spirals into a web of spies, thieves, and constant misunderstandings. The tone stays light even as danger creeps in, with every close call feeling more entertaining than threatening. Musical numbers slide naturally into the narrative, keeping the energy upbeat while the story dances between suspense and comedy. Elvis carries the film with a relaxed confidence, turning even the most absurd situations into smooth, watchable moments. It's less about solving the mystery and more about enjoying the ride, where confusion fuels fun and every twist adds another layer of carefree excitement. Double Trouble leans fully into playful chaos, blending crime, music, and mistaken identity into a colorful European adventure driven by Elvis Presley's effortless charm. Set against lively international backdrops, the film follows a young performer who gets tangled in a jewel theft plot after crossing paths with a mysterious woman. What begins as a simple tour quickly spirals into a web of spies, thieves, and constant misunderstandings. The tone stays light even as danger creeps in, with with every close call feeling more entertaining than threatening. Musical numbers slide naturally into the narrative, keeping the energy upbeat while the story dances between suspense and comedy. Elvis carries the film with a relaxed confidence, turning even the most absurd situations into smooth, watchable moments. It's less about solving the mystery and more about enjoying the ride, where confusion fuels fun and every twist adds another layer of carefree excitement. The Ugly Dachshund thrives on pure domestic chaos, turning a simple household into a battleground of personalities, both human and canine. The story centers on a Great Dane raised alongside a group of dachshunds, creating a hilarious identity crisis as the oversized dog believes it's just another tiny pup. What follows is a constant clash between expectation and reality, where elegant homes are reduced to disaster zones by oversized enthusiasm and uncontrollable energy. Dean Jones and Suzanne Pleshette anchor the madness with grounded performances, reacting to the escalating destruction with a mix of frustration and affection. The humor is physical, unpredictable, and driven by timing, making every scene feel alive with movement. Beneath the comedy lies a simple message about acceptance and belonging, wrapped in non-stop antics. It's loud, messy, and incredibly charming, a perfect example of how 60s family comedies turned everyday situations into unforgettable fun. The Shaggy Dog brings back one of Disney's most chaotic concepts, a teenager cursed into transforming into a sheepdog, turning everyday life into a whirlwind of uncontrollable comedy. As the transformation strikes at the worst possible moments, normal routines collapse into pure disorder, with classrooms, homes, and public spaces turning into unpredictable playgrounds. The humor thrives on contrast, human intelligence trapped inside an animal body, struggling to maintain control while instincts take over. Every attempt to hide the secret only deepens the chaos, creating a chain reaction of misunderstandings that spiral beyond repair. The film leans into physical comedy and exaggerated reactions, making each transformation feel like a ticking time bomb of laughter. It's simple, fast-paced, and endlessly entertaining, capturing the magic of old-school Disney where imagination drives everything. The result is a lighthearted ride that never takes itself seriously but keeps delivering moment after moment of pure fun. Batman, the movie explodes onto the screen with pure comic book chaos, embracing absurdity with total confidence and zero hesitation. This isn't the dark, brooding hero you know today. This is bright, colorful, and gloriously over-the-top heroism where logic takes a back seat to entertainment. Adam West plays Batman with dead serious commitment, which makes every ridiculous situation even funnier. The plot throws together iconic villains in a wild scheme involving dehydration, world domination, and gadgets that feel both useless and essential at the same time. Every scene is packed with exaggerated action, dramatic poses, and dialogue delivered with theatrical precision. The film doesn't try to ground itself. It leans fully into its comic roots, creating a tone that's both parody and celebration. It's loud, fast, and completely unapologetic, offering a version of superhero storytelling that's driven purely by fun and imagination. The Ghost and Mr. Chicken builds its comedy around atmosphere, turning a simple haunted house mystery into a perfectly balanced mix of spooky tension and small-town humor. Don Knotts plays a timid newspaper typesetter assigned to spend the night in a supposedly haunted mansion, hoping to prove his courage and boost his reputation. What follows is a slow escalation of eerie events, strange noises, moving shadows, and unexplained occurrences that blur the line between imagination and reality. Knott's performance drives the film, capturing fear, confusion, and determination all at once, making every reaction both relatable and hilarious. The pacing allows suspense to build just enough before releasing it through perfectly timed comedic moments. It's not about real horror, it's about the feeling of being scared and laughing at it at the same time. The result is a charming, slightly eerie experience that stays fun from start to finish. Follow Me Boys delivers heartfelt storytelling wrapped in small-town warmth, focusing on the quiet impact one person can have across generations. Fred McMurray plays a drifter who unexpectedly finds purpose as a Boy Scout leader, guiding a group of kids through years of growth, mistakes, and life lessons. The film unfolds over time, showing how consistency, patience, and genuine care can shape young lives in meaningful ways. Instead of high-stakes drama, it leans into emotional authenticity, building connections that feel honest and earned. Each moment carries a sense of nostalgia, highlighting community bonds and the importance of mentorship in a rapidly changing world. The humor is gentle, the conflicts are relatable, and the emotional payoff lands with surprising weight. It's the kind of story that doesn't rely on spectacle. It quietly builds something lasting, reminding you that influence often comes from simply showing up when it matters most. These films prove that sometimes the best escape isn't intensity, it's laughter, charm, and stories that remind you why movies are meant to be enjoyed.